Hello everyone, today is September 9th. We're at the Hennepin County Government Center, just finished 9 hours of the pre-trial between Jingyao and Liu Qiangdong and Jingdong. I'm here today with Jingyao's lawyer, William Florin, just to do an after interview. So Mr. William Florin, thank you so much for taking the time. Can you just give us a basic overview of what today's pre-trial is about?
Well, a lot of today had to do with scheduling issues and seating issues and how many jurors and so forth and how many seats for the public for friends and supporters each side is going to be allocated, and that was part of it. But most of the day today had to do with arguments as to what can come into evidence and what cannot come into evidence for a jury that's eventually selected to hear the case, what they can hear. The judges determined that there are going to be 12 jurors for this case. There'll be 12 members of the Hennepin County community, and that today a lot of the hearing had to do with legal arguments as to what this jury can hear in evidence and what they can't. The defendants, JD.com and Richard Liu, have filed close to 30 motions to try to keep things out of evidence, to keep testimony out of evidence. For instance, Dr. Lita Hong Fincher from testifying and explaining to the jury certain things. Some of our other experts, they've tried to keep them from testifying, and the judge is now going to rule on that. They also asked that the judge not allow in evidence not only of certain experts, but also not to allow us to talk about certain things with the jury, having to do with the political climate in China and any of Richard Liu's connections to the authoritarian government there. And the judge is now, after hearing argument about that, is going to issue a ruling next week as to whether or not any of the things or some of the things or all of the things that he heard today that they want to keep us from talking about, whether he's going to grant that motion and pare down the trial or pare down who some of the witnesses are and so forth, or if he's going to allow a broader inquiry in terms of everything that's been talked about over the past few years in this case. You know, we've taken sworn testimony depositions from over 40 people from all over the world on this case. And so now the judge is making a determination of which witnesses can the jury hear from, and if they hear from a witness, how much of what they have to say or what they witnessed can the jury hear about. And that's what today was. It was called motions in limine, and it's really, they're motions to prevent evidence from coming before the jury for legal reasons. And you saw it, arguing why we should be entitled to present all this evidence, to give the jury a full picture of what happened and what's involved here. And they're trying to keep a lot of this stuff out. We had a couple motions ourselves, but 90% of the argument today was on behalf of the defendants trying to keep things out of evidence. So now we'll wait on the judge's ruling.
Awesome. Thank you so much for summarizing the 9 hours into the 3 minutes. So what's your personal takeaway of today's court hearing? Do you think it went as expected, and what's going forward? What's the next steps?
Well, the next step is we're waiting on the judge's ruling. So we're pretty confident that we made the good arguments that needed to be made on behalf of Jingyao, and we're cautiously optimistic that the judge is going to agree with us. But I'm not in the prediction game, so I can't really say for sure what his rulings are going to be. But I'm optimistic.
Great, that's good to hear. And this case has been going on for years, and the official trial is going to happen in October, and it's going to last for 4 weeks. And anything that you want our audience to know or prepare, or any last words you want to tell the supporters of Jingyao?
I know that she appreciates the support that she's gotten from the Chinese community here in the United States. It is important because when you're dealing with a situation, as you know, where her story is being suppressed in China, and they're only hearing Richard Liu's side of the story, and they're shutting down, explain Jingyao's facts of what happened, that makes it all the more important, because she's shown a lot of courage here to take on these powers. And fortunately, our system of justice will allow a jury to decide the facts in this case and decide what really happened. A Hennepin County jury is going to hear the facts of the case, and we're optimistic that when they hear all the facts, they're going to find that Jingyao has been mistreated, not only for what happened in late August here in Hennepin County, but also what's been going on in terms of how she's been portrayed by the powerful sources.
Thank you so much, Mr. William.
Okay.